What is up, guys? Welcome to another video for the 350Z. I'm stoked about this video because we are installing some more suspension components. Now personally, I've done a lot of research for 350Zs, but the things I'm going to be explaining today and that we're going to be installing today is I think is the most crucial points and suspension components that you need for a 350Z for handling and just all around to be able to get the most adjustment for camber and caster on the cars. So let's get into it. So today I got upper control arms, rear toe arms, and I also got a diff brace. Now two other things that you really want for suspension is also coilovers, and what you also need is rear camber arms. I already actually have coilovers and I also have rear camber arms on the car already, so I don't need those, but those are actually also really important for suspension components. All right, let's get these out. So I ordered it from Z1. I mean, there's all kinds of different companies that you guys can get control arms or rear toe arms. I mean, there's a lot of good companies. I just went with Z1 because they're super easy. They ship out everything so fast. So big shout out to them. I literally got this in, I think, 2 days. But so like I said, I got toe arms and I got upper control arms from them. I did go with the street version, which is the bushings that are within the upper control arm and also toe arms. They do have a track version. I just went with street. I do track my car a lot, but I also do drive it on the street a lot. So the different bushings will give you a different ride for the car. Also, a key feature, like a lot of people do these. This is a diff brace. I'll have to show you guys this once I unbox it and actually am installing it on the car. But this will take away like a lot of wheel hop and also will save your diff bushing that goes bad in 350Zs from the whole drive line, all like the movement that the CDO9 and all that, or the transmission makes. This will make it like really sturdy and help with shifting and fast shifting and quick shifting. This is like really crucial personally because I do a lot of track driving and a lot of drifting. So that's one component that I did get. Oh, there they are. All right, so here's one toe arm. That is actually like, that quality is really nice. I love the black. It feels nice. It feels really sturdy too. And then you guys can see that is a street bushing, not a race bushing, but that thing is really nice and it feels really sturdy. Also, when you guys are ordering these toe arms and also rear camber arms, you want to get these eccentric bolts. Just get brand new ones, so because your other ones are probably really old on the car, and that's definitely a key to get if you're getting new arms in the back. I also just like how everything's like nicely kind of wrapped in here. Everything's really greatly packaged. So here's one control arm. This thing looks really sturdy too, and I went also with the street bushings in each one of these, and this thing is so much better than the big clunky stock upper control arm. So that looks really, really nice. So just getting everything out of the box, it looks super clean. I like how it's like a dark like gray, and then this is like a nice black. That'll match really nice, and this is what the diff brace looks like. Supposedly this thing takes 2 minutes to install, so we'll probably be installing this thing first. It's literally 2 bolts that diff up to, or bolt up to a stock bolt on the back of your differential right there, so that should be pretty easy to install. I think, I mean the rear toe arms should be pretty easy to install just because I don't have, I have true rear coilovers in the back, so that'll delete the big bucket that is back in the rear of the car. And then these probably will be like the hardest to install, but it won't be too bad. Okay, so now that we're under the car, we're gonna install the diff brace. So it's really simple. All it is you're gonna take these 2 bolts off the diff, and that's where on the brace I'll show you that they go. These are 2 14 mil nuts, or sorry, bolts, and then the other place is gonna be right here. It's gonna go straight through the rear subframe. I guess it's like, I guess you could call this the rear subframe, but anyway, you guys can see I do have an upgraded diff bushing back here because mine was like completely just shot. So this is the Z1 diff bushing back here, but so we're gonna install that real quick. Works in their kit, they give you 2 new bolts because it won't fit, the stock ones won't fit within this brace, so they give you 2 new ones. So don't use the old ones, use the new ones. And other than that, I'll put it up here real quick. Just literally pops up on there, throw the bolts on, tighten it up, and it's all installed. Now it's time for this bolt, and the only thing is you just want to be careful so you don't drop this within the subframe, because it is loose and it could fall off. But so just be careful, make sure you just kind of go slow and not drop it in the hole up here, because it is pretty big compared to this thing. But anyway, this is the last bolt, and the diff brace will be on. Bam, would you look at that? It was literally like 5-minute install. Made in the USA. Heck yeah. No more movement in the drivetrain. This is gonna be dope. I can't wait to see how different the car feels when launching it, and also just, you know, just for the all around like drivetrain movement. So we're now moving on to the back. We're doing the rear tow arms now, and we already did the driver's side. Now we're gonna do the passenger side, and I'll show you kind of, it's pretty simple, literally only 2 bolts. And then we're gonna be taking the bucket out, because I said that before, I have the true rear coilovers on my car. So like I said, I got the BC true rear coilovers in, so that means it replaces the spring bucket. So this would consider your tow arm right here, and this is what we're gonna replace with our tow arms from Z1. It replaces this whole massive big bucket, and the 2 bolts you have to take off is right here, which attaches to the rotor, and then back here, which reattaches to the rear subframe. And Casey's doing that bolt down there, and I already actually took the bolt out from up here. And those are only 2 bolts that you actually have to take out, and it's literally, it just drops out. So these are the tow arms, and what you want to do, we'll show you, but you want to make the tow arm the same length as your stock bucket, just for now until you get an alignment, just so it's not, the toe isn't extremely messed up. Right. So we got that out, dropped it down. Casey loosened enough so like the bucket just kind of fell down on the ground. And I was doing like a weight comparison. Do it. You what? Let gravity do it. Exactly. I was doing like a weight comparison of the spring bucket and also the Z1 tow arms, and the spring buckets, or I guess they're not too heavy. I was thinking that they're going to be pretty heavy, but they're not too bad compared to, you know, like a Z1 tow arm. Hey, there we go. She is out. Now time for the tow arm. Actually, we're gonna measure it like I said before. Okay, so we kind of extended the Z1 control arm to match up with the current spring bucket, and it's all aligned now, or I guess it's the same length, and we're good to go to put it back in. So we put it in there, and now I'm just putting the bolt in, and I just putting the nut on the bolt now. Casey's got the back one, and other than that, you just gotta tighten everything down. Make sure you tighten the tow arm itself. Make sure these bolts aren't loose or anything, because they're loose right now. And other than that, put the wheel back on, and literally that was it's a pretty easy install. Not too bad. All right, so we got the tow arm installed. Before I lower the car, I'll show you guys the tow arms in the rear. They look really good. They're like the black gloss, and it really looks good with the BC coilover too. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like right here. And but I'll show you guys the diff brace and also the tow arms. They look really good. But let's get this tire on, and then I'll show you guys the tow arms. So I know it's not gonna be the best because it's super dark under here, but you can see I have red camber arms, and then I have the Z1 tow arms, which I just installed, and it deleted the buckets. But this is the driver's side, and then we'll come over to, this is the middle of the car. I just installed that diff brace, or you guys just saw that. So that's the diff brace. I drove the car around, it's super awesome. It literally takes out all of the driveline movement, or drivetrain movement, and it's fantastic. Definitely 100% would recommend this diff brace to anyone that has a Z. It literally improves the driving style immediately as soon as you install it, and like I said, it's like a 4 to 5 minute install. So coming over to the passenger side, you guys can see I do have the red camber arm right here, and then this is just the tow arm that I just installed right here, and it's the gloss black. It looks so sick. And it was like both of them were not hard at all to install. All right, guys, so we are at the dealership. Andy, one of my buddies, is actually going to be helping me install the upper control arms because they are a little bit harder if you don't have like a lift, but he said he would help me. He's done them actually on his car before too, and he's also going to help me align the car. So we're here and we're going to install that and also get the car aligned. But this is his car, so if you guys look at this, literally it's like almost looking in the mirror. It's like the same year, same color. He just has the SBC like colored RPF ones. Actually, maybe they're not. I'll have to ask him what color these are, but this is actually one of the colors I actually was looking at for RPF ones, but I found the black ones, and I really like the black. But literally, we pretty much have the same car. He has a little bit lower miles on his, but super clean. And he's got intakes, test pipes, full exhaust, and like, do you have ported plenum on it?
No, it's just a stock plenum.
Okay. But this is Andy.
Yeah.
But so I told him that you have coilovers, you have the same Z1 tow arms, upper control arms. What else do you have done to it?
Just NVIDIA test pipe, NVIDIA catback or Gemini catback exhaust.
Okay.
And yeah, just a little other goodies like brake master cylinder brace, the rear diff brace, rear diff bushings.
Yeah. Dude, the thing is, I mean, I love the colors though, dude. Both of our cars are just super clean. Yours is just like, it looks so good, dude. The fitment in the back that you have, because you have 275s, right?
Yeah, but they look, if you look down, they actually look kind of wider than yours.
Yeah, dude, I think it's like the sidewall too, maybe. It's a little bit thicker.
Michelin's a little thicker.
Yeah, and you got the dual exit NVIDIA. I think it's clean though, man. Like, I like this little tiny wing. It's kind of like subtle, but because I don't have a wing on mine. But dude, got the blue Z gang over here. All right, so fast forward, we're up to the upper control arms now. We did install the passenger side. It does take some force with these Z1 upper control arms, so you definitely put some grease on there and then force them in, and because they're a little bit tight to pop in there. But other than that, pump them in and then change it all with the fresh new hardware that Z1 gives you. So we're working on the driver's side now, and like I said before, over on the passenger side, you kind of have to add some force to it. Don't be scared, and add some grease to it too, so it makes it a little bit easier to slide in. And then from there, you're good to go. Pop the bolts in, pop the nuts on.
Kind of line it up.
It's also easiest to, you want to take the strut bar off if you have one, and then also drop the coil just so you can get the bolts in and out pretty easily. Just because on Z's, the way they made it is the bolts kind of knock into the coilover or the spring strut setup that you have on your car. So once you got the upper control arm all bolted down, you kind of sort of grease up the, I guess you would call that the end link into the arm that you want to put it into. But basically, you want to put this end link into here perfectly straight. Don't have it like crooked at all. Just because if you do, it's not good. You just want it straight down and make sure it's completely flush.
So, well, look, right now it's pretty flush in there.
Nice and flush, not crooked. And then it's cool, like the hardware that they do give you from Z1, Andy was actually telling me, but instead all the stock Z's, they have a cotter pin at the end of the nut that holds the nut on just to brace it even more. But what it is it's actually a locking nut. I don't know if you guys can see, it's like kind of an oval, and a lot of people think like they have the wrong nut or the threads are off, because when you actually turn it on the bolt, it kind of stops pretty much halfway up, but that's actually, it's a locking bolt, so you don't have to have the cotter pin.
So you see how it stops like?
Yeah, made it like halfway right there.
Yeah, so now you just impact it the rest of the way in.
Yeah, just zip it on.
Still want to make sure you have it like nice and centered, push down on it, and it's gonna sound funny, but you're not cross-threading it or anything.
Boom. She's on, all bolted up. I'm gonna lower this side, and then we'll be good to go to drop the car. Just to give a better look of the tow arms I installed last night. They're the Z1, and then these are the Godspeed, I believe. They came on the car when I bought it. Maybe in the future I'll probably just replace those with some Z1, but we'll see. I mean, they do the job for right now. But I did install the diff brace too, like I showed you, and then got the tow arm and camber arm over there. What we're doing right now is we're installing the Z1 eccentric bolts that they give you instead of the stock ones that you guys can see over here. So the reason for these is when you're actually cornering, that's what Andy was saying, is actually these can come out of alignment, or the stock ones can come out of alignment because they can't hold it, or the pressure, or I guess the G's you would say. But these are square, so they kind of hold the bolt in there without it moving and coming out of alignment.
Yeah, so if you see here, this is your toe bolt. This is where you would normally adjust the toe from the factory. And how you adjust it is this washer kind of spins around, this little egg shape. And once you're cornering hard, this washer kind of like slips out, and your toe kind of like shifts out of place inside.
Yeah.
And so with this, it kind of like locks in place. You can't shift it or move it around.
That's awesome. All right, guys, so we did the alignment. I got -3 in the front and then -1.5 in the back. I did -3 because I do like to track the car. So I want like the pretty good camera in the front. I am running 285, so I'll show you guys. It looks really, really good now. Hopefully it doesn't rub too much. I'll take it up to the tail of the Dragon again. And I'm doing -1.5 in the back because I do still want to drift the car. And I don't want to go too much negative camera in the back, but just test driving it now, see if it's riding good. Definitely a steering wheel straighten out because it was crooked before from the toe. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks pretty straight to me.
Yeah. Dude, it sounds so good with test pipes, man. Dang, I want to get test pipes for mine now. Dang, dude. Dude,
don't worry about this.
That is so much louder than my car. So much louder, but it sounds so good though.
Put it in the first.
Okay.
Hold it. Now, hold the gas pedal all the way down as quick as you
Clutch
can.
in.
Clutch in, hold the gas pedal down. Just hold it down all the way.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I need that. That's with the tune, right?
Yeah.
That's just like anti-lag, right?
No, it's just a two-step.
Oh, two-step?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just launch control.
Bro, so we just took his car for a ride, and I don't know if you guys could hear the test plays, but it's significantly louder than my car. But this thing sounds really good. He's actually probably going to be getting a single exit though, just so it sounds a little bit better, because he likes the NVIDIA, but he wants a single exit. So definitely throw him like a follow on his Instagram. I'll put it like right on the screen, definitely in the description too. Big thanks, man. I really appreciate it for all the help, dude. And all the alignment, man. The Z's up now. She's got alignment, upper control arms, toe arms, and the alignment is so much better than before. But I really appreciate all your help, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
But heck yeah, guys, she's good to go now.